Put it into play. Let me draw a card. Yes, please. And then second Oswald's ability. Boom. Prince John's Mirrors. Yes, I want to play it for free. Nani? What we have here is a preliminary deck for the memes. The memes are based around this Oswald card. You might see that we also have some Auroras and Tomato to close the game. But the memes are built around 4 Oswalds and dun 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 36 items. Does that say 36? That does say 36 items. 4 Oswalds, 36 items, and then a couple of Auroras for a little bit of spice. There's definitely better ways to build this deck with more consistent ramping options like Tipo and other things. But this is what's for dinner tonight, and it's got some spice mostly with the Oswald Prince John combo. We could also use Scuttle in this, which might be a good thing, but maybe not. Our only goal is to use Oswald to get items in play. It says during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it is an item, you may play that item for freezies and it enters play as exerted. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your deck. Anytime you ink, you're going to look at the top card. If it's an item, which over half of the deck is items, it will enter play. It doesn't matter how much that item costs. If it is the 7 cost dime, it enters play. If it is the 1 cost popsicle, it also enters play. But it lets you draw a card when it enters play. So is this the same amount of value? And then the spicy card, the spicy item, is Prince John's Mirror. If you have a character named Prince John to play, you pay 1 less to play this card. We're not talking about that one. We're talking about its second ability at the end of each opponent's turn. If they have more than 3 cards in their hand, they discard until they have 3 cards in their hand. How silly. And then we can protect our items with this Aurora. This Aurora says opponents can't choose your items for abilities or effects. Exert one of your items, look at the top card of your deck, and put it on either top or bottom of your deck. That can kind of guarantee the Oswald play. And then we also have this Aurora. If we prefer to shift her, she says your other characters gain ward. So we could give Oswald ward. They wouldn't be able to remove him. We wouldn't ever tap him. He'd just a good to go. And then hopefully at late game we close out with the Tamatoa. We can have a whole bunch of items on board, maybe items that have ward, and then we're good to go. Because if we have this Aurora, our items have ward. If we have this Aurora, all of our characters have ward. We don't tap them, and then boom, Tamatoa just closes out the game. Quest him for 35 lore in 1 turn. That's what we're about. These are the memes that we want to see. This is me just pressing all the green items that I thought that might fit into this deck. Okay, lots of draw cards. These ones draw. And then Emerald Chromicons going to keep us safe if they take out our Oswald, which they're not going to in a challenge. So maybe this shouldn't be here. I'm not going to quest ever. Maybe I am going to quest. We're going to see how it goes together by playing on Inktable. We're going to go to Menu, Export, Inktable, and play on Inktable.
Things that we learned in this video: don't play this list. There are other better Oswalds out there. It's not this list. I can guarantee it. Number 2, Prince John's Mirror seems like a bad turn 3 because your opponent is already down to 3 cards at that time. I don't know. And then number 3, 2 Oswalds on board is where Oswald shines. If you get to look at 2 cards, that's a good deal.
We are looking for Oswald. We got our Oswald right there in our opening hand. We can mulligan the uninkables. We want to keep our characters in hand. We want the most amount of items in our deck as possible. We didn't get the, what's it called, popsicle, but that's okay. We can ink our Field of Ice. Yes. And then we'll pass the turn. We're playing against a purple steel aggro list. There it is. There's the aggro on board. It is going to counter us maybe too good. We are going to ink our Field of Ice and play our Oswald. And hopefully we get a fishbone next turn. And then we can just start cooking. There they are up at 2 ink. They quest their Maleficent. And play a Chernobog's Followers. And a Pascal. They have the aggro on board. And we don't. So we get to ink this Aurora. Whenever we ink, we look at the top card. If it's an item, it enters play. We play Prince John's Mirror for free. That's the dream. Next turn, if they have more than 3 cards, they're going to have to discard until they have 3 cards. And then we still get to play a card. Is it going to be, hang on, the Chromicon can get rid of 2, yeah? Whenever your character is banished, you may return chosen character. We are just going to play Aurora at this time. And then we're not going to quest. We're not going to challenge. We are going to press the pass button. We have Prince John's Mirror in play. That's one item in play. They have a whole bunch of aggro. But if we put out this Chromicon, and then if they banish us, we get to bounce one of them back. There is a couple lore going in from them. Oh, they drew a card with that. They inked a card. If they play a card, they play Fire the Cannons. There goes our Oswald. The dream is over. No longer will we dream. So what do we want to do? We want to play card. We want to play the Chromicon because the dream's over. We got rid of Oswald. It was too little, too late. And we can go ahead and challenge the Maleficent. Get rid of her. And then hopefully if this Smee takes out our Aurora, we can bounce it back. We can ink a card. Is it Aurora? Yeah. And then we'll pass the turn. Too bad. So sad. We had everything we wanted with that Oswald on board. They quest for 2. They play a Pascal. They play a Doc, discard their hand, and draw 2. They play a Cherna Boggs Followers. And then they quest for another 1. They take 1 damage. Oh, we get Tamatoa. We have Emerald Chromicon. We can draw a card. If we do this, then we survive the challenge. So if we shift Aurora, does this cost 2? It does cost 2. We will ink Tamatoa, and we'll play our hidden Inkcaster. We'll draw a card. It's the Fishbone. Could have used that a lot earlier. And then we will challenge our Aurora into Mr. Shmee. And then we will pass the turn. Ever so gently. There is the Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom. They gain 2 lore. They quest for 1. Do they banish to draw? They sure do. They play their Doc. They discard their hand and draw 2 cards. They can quest their Pascal, who is evasive. And they quest their Doc, who is a 1/3 character. They take out my character so I can bounce a character of theirs back to their hand. I think it's going to be their evasive Pascal. We don't want them having Doc. That'd be crazy. And then we are stuck with the Chromicons, dude. But we can ink a Chromicon finally. And then we can play a Fishbone Quill. And then we can use the Fishbone Quill. Now we're just going to play another Chromicon. But I think we're fully cooked. There's nothing that we can do to remove their lore. At this point, look at all those cards they got. But look at all of our Chromicons we got. They're up at 16. And then they can win this turn. Yep, we get another item card. That's how it goes. We play our Fishbone. And then we pass. So overall, it didn't go good. But we're going to try again. Restarting the game, we keep our going first position. We have 2 Oswalds this time, and we have the Great Stone Dragon. We're going to throw back the items. I think we're going to keep Tamatoa to ink it. Do we keep that for a guaranteed ink? I think so, because there's lots of uninkables. Look at that, Hero Metal. Hidden Inkcaster. We can ink Tamatoa, and then pass the turn. Good deal. Let me know in the comment section down below. They ink and play a Mickey Mouse. There it is, the lucky dime. We can ink our Medal of Heroes and play our Oswald. And then we pass the turn. If we have 2 Oswalds on board and then ink a card, we get to look at 2 cards. And that's going to be disgusting. They play a Magic Broom. As long as they don't cannons this, we're set for the most disgusting turn 2 there is. We can ink Great Stone. Oh my gosh, I did it wrong. I can't believe I did it wrong. We're supposed to play Oswald first. Oh, that was terrible. Oh my goodness, how bad. We'll play Oswald. And then we'll pass. And then we'll just hope that they don't have 2 cannons. How terrible. That was the worst thing we could have ever done. Please don't have a Fire the Cannons. Please let me do the thing. They play a Chernobyl. We're good. We're set. All they're doing is questing. We can take that. All right, here we go. If we ink a card, we get to look at the top 2. I think if we play Hidden Inkcaster and draw a card, and now anything we want can be inkable, we can go ahead and ink Lucky Dime. And then we get to use 2 of our Oswald's ability. Boom, Popsicle. Put it into play. Let me draw a card. Yes, please. And then second Oswald's ability. Boom, Prince John's Mirrors. Yes, I want to play it for free. And then we have 2 inks still to play with, which is this Aurora. And then we pass the turn. Card ability. Oh, we could use Popsicle. We are going to pass here. And hopefully they don't have Fire the Cannons, and then we can give our Oswald Ward. Please. They play a Magic Broom. That's okay with us. They have 3 ink. They play a Pete. No actions next turn. But guess what, buddy? We ain't got no actions in the deck. They quest and quest and quest. They're up at 7 lore, but that's okay because we have a plan. You exert it, pay 2 ink, but the top card of your deck. Yes, we like that. Can we play both of these? I don't think so. We get to ink Field of Ice. Yes, we look at the top item. It's Aurora. Bummer. She goes to the bottom. We look at the top card. It's Prince John's Mirror. Redundant, but okay. Do we shift Aurora to keep them safe? I think the answer for that is a yes. We play Aurora, shifted, keep them safe. And we can pass the turn. I think that's what we're doing. We're going to be okay. No actions, that's okay. They're just questing a little bit. Everything's fine. They're up at 10 lore. Oops, there's 11. But they're only getting it 1 at a time. All right, here we go. We start by inking? No. We start with a fishbone. Definitely should have done that. We'll ink the fishbone? Because nothing else is drawing us cards. Clarabelle would work better. We should definitely throw in some Clarabelles instead of Tamatoas. Look at the top card. It's Oswald. Bummer. He's gone. We won't see him for the rest of the game. Then we look at the top card. It's Fishbone. Good deal. Play Fishbone for free. Yes. And then we can card ability. The Fishbone. To ink. Then we get to do the same thing. It's Emerald Chromicon. We get to play it for free. Our next Oswald triggers. It's Popsicle. We get to play it for free. We get to draw a card. Don't mind if I do. It's Prince John's Mirror. We can play Heart of Tefiti. That'll let us ramp again next turn. And then we're not going to quest, but I think we will challenge a little bit here. We'll challenge into the Pete. There's the Pete. 3 damage. We got rid of one of their characters, but now our Aurora is super vulnerable, and then they could clear the board. So probably shouldn't have done that, but I think we have enough Popsicles that we can definitely use a Popsicle to heal our Aurora. We get to heal up to 2 damage. 2 damage. And I think we will also heal her once more to do another 2 healing. There we go. And then we're going to pass the turn. They can get 4 more lore and go to 15 this turn. They play Dock. They discard their hand and draw 2, but they don't. They do 3 damage to our Aurora, which they wouldn't have. They do another damage to our Aurora, and then we banish their card. And then if they banish Aurora, we're going to get to send one of their cards back. We're going to get to send Pascal back to their hand. They draw a couple cards. If they don't use the cards, they use Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom. They're up to 13 lore. And there's a Pascal. So overall, really bad deal to play to use our Aurora. We need to keep the ward onto our Oswalds. But it's okay because we have options here. We can ink Prince John's Mirror. We use our Oswald. We get a Fishbone Quill. It enters play for free, exerted. Then we get to use our Oswald. We get a Lucky Dime. It enters play for free, exerted. And then we can use our card ability to exert our Fishbone Quill to ink Prince John's Mirror. Looks at the top card, it's Oswald. Those are the other two Oswalds. They're gone. We get to look at the next card. It's Emerald Chromicon. That's a good deal. And we will play that for free, exerted. And then we will use our card ability with the Heart of Tefiti to put card into our inkwell. Then our Oswald will trigger. It's an Aurora. It goes to the bottom of our deck. And then we use our Oswald's ability. It's Aurora. It goes to the bottom of our deck. Too bad, so sad. If we quest and they attack, we get to bounce both back. We're questing one Oswald because we're crazy, and then we're passing the turn. They take out Oswald. We get to bounce Pascal back. We have 2 Chromicons, so we get to bounce this back too. They play a Doc. They play a Maleficent. And they play a Doc. That is a 4 lore that they can get next turn. We have Field of Ice. But we need to ink it to do the things. So we will go ahead and ink Field of Ice. We get to look at the top card. It's Heart of Tefiti. It enters exerted. And then, we only have 1. It's not the same. And then we use our card ability to pay 2 to ink the top card. We get to look at the top card. It's Heart of Tefiti. Don't mind if I do. Good deal. And then we can use our card ability on our Lucky Dime to gain 2 lore. And then do we pass the turn? I think we're okay for one more turn of Oswald shenanigans. They quest with Doc. They quest with Maleficent. They play a library, and it's over for us. The only thing that we can do is ink a bunch next turn. We can ink 3 Heart of Tefitis. We get the Medal of Heroes. Don't mind if I do. We are going to play Hero of Medals. And then we are going to use the card ability. On Hero of Medals, we're going to pay 2 ink to banish it to give +2 lore here. And then if we get 3 more of those, we could maybe win. We're going to use Heart of Tefiti. It puts a card in the inkwell. We get Aurora. Doesn't do it. Then we are going to use our card ability to pay 2 ink. Then we're going to use our card ability. It is Aurora. Doesn't do it. We have 1 more ink to get card ability. Heart of Tefiti. We look at it. It's Aurora. Bum deal. And then we can use our last 2 ink to use Lucky Dime to gain 4 lore. Boom. And then we can use our questing ability to gain another 4 lore. Up to 12. This deck doesn't work, but we sure did try it. Thanks for watching. We put out new videos every day, and hopefully we make a better Oswald video. Ooh, we get to bounce cards back. Goodbye that, and goodbye that. Do we just delay them winning? Hot dog. We get to use 3 more Heart of Tefitis, but with no Oswalds on board. Both other Oswalds are on the bottom of the deck. There's no hope. We get Hidden Inkcaster. We'll play Hidden Inkcaster to draw a card. We get Lucky Dime. We can play Lucky Dime. And then we can use our card ability to ink a card. And then we can use the card ability of Heart of Tefiti to ink a card. And then we can use the card ability to ink a card with Heart of Tefiti. And then we can pass the turn. It's as easy as that. And there it is. Thanks for watching. Maybe one day we'll make Oswald work.